First constructed in May 1860, Old Camp Grant suffered through fire, floods, and malaria before a tragic massacre brought it to its end. In 1859, the Army made a decision to place an encampment along the San Pedro River near the mouth of the Aravaipa Creek. The site was chosen in order to command the avenues of Apache travel. The post was created to block travel along the trail to the east through Aravaipa Canyon, which was a shortcut between the San Pedro Valley and the upper Gila and Sulphur Spring Valley. The camp was designed to provide security for the ever-increasing stream of settlers and miners coming into the area. Between 1860 and 1865, the camp had several different names: Camp on the San Pedro, Fort Aravaipa, Fort Breckenridge, Camp Stanford, and then finally Camp Grant. Also suffered some hardships, as there was occasional flooding and it had to be moved and rebuilt. Twice it was destroyed to prevent Confederate capture and to deny them supplies. And then there was also the problems of malaria. In early 1871, several Apache bands worked with the Army to establish an encampment about a half-mile from Camp Grant. The natives agreed to gather hay for the Army horses and were paid with food rations. The agreement worked well for several months. At dawn on April 30th, 1871, a group of nearly 200 Anglo-Mexican and Papago attacked the Apache encampment. About 140 Apache were killed, mostly women and children, because the men were either working or out hunting. The massacre had repercussions for Camp Grant and the entire Arizona Territory. Colonel Stoneman, the commanding officer of Arizona Territory, was then replaced by Lieutenant Colonel George Crook. President Ulysses S. Grant threatened to declare martial law over the entire Arizona Territory if the attackers were not brought to justice. Over 100 individuals were indicted for murder. The trial was held in Tucson, and despite overwhelming evidence, including the confessions of some of the participants, the jury deliberated for only 19 minutes before returning a verdict of not guilty. For the Apache, this was one more broken promise, and another reason for distrust of anyone other than their own. Things were changing for the soldiers also, as Crook ordered that Camp Grant be closed and moved to the foot of Mount Graham. After surviving fires, floods, and disease, Old Camp Grant was closed. The desert has reclaimed the old camp. There's nothing left now but a roadside marker on Highway 77 south of Winkleman. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you again soon on the trail with Mike and Sonia.